Okay, you guys can choose. I will put cam full screen and change the just talking or something. Where do I put just talking? Okay, I will wait like 2 more minutes and see the vote. Okay, I think it will be about the drugs first. Was that? Thank you. I should mute. Wait, I will mute the sound first on this. I will still have it, but not with sound. Where is subscriptions? Okay, I muted the sound. But thank you for the sub, Guan. Okay, so I will begin how it all started. Yeah, I hope there is much. I'm not gonna read chat much. I'm gonna be like trying to explain it as detailed as possible. So, like, let's start with like my first experience with illegal substance. Like, my completely first experience with illegal substance was doing coke, like cocaine, in 7 months ago, maybe. It's around that. I snorted it, like few lines during the day, and it didn't feel like crazy for me. I think it was because I was new, and it went mostly in my throat because I didn't like sniff it properly. So that was my first experience, and on that day I also did MDMA with it. I think that was everything I did there. Then I obviously tried stuff like LSD. Then I had like months without taking anything, and then I was feeling like really down, and I found out about um, like Adderall and stuff. Like, I actually read the effects, so I bought Vyvanse, like many Vyvanse pills, and Adderall pills. Not like many, but like some, which is basically amphetamine. So that is basically like, it basically like makes you really motivated to do stuff and focused. It's like often prescribed as medicine for ADHD, but it can be abused as a drug, especially Adderall, because Vyvanse is made in a way that you can still take really high dose, but your liver has to convert it from exterior substance, so there is limit to how much your body can like produce in the liver, so you cannot get like insane high on that. But on Adderall there is no limit. Both of them you do orally. So I was doing that for like a month. Then, well, in the month I also swapped the speed because speed is the same thing, except it's like the street version in powder, way cheaper. And the real difference is that it's easier like to snort it. And snorting it gives you like stronger effects, and it kicks in faster. But yeah, I was like living on those three like drugs for like month maybe, and then I kinda, let's say, I got offered like stronger version of amphetamine. I got offered meth, and I actually, even though I have insane addictive personality, I was like, yeah, I will take some. So I sniffed some. I think it was 50 milligrams, and I ate 50 milligrams. When it kicked in, I knew that's fucked up because of how good it was. I knew it was so good that it's so bad. Like I knew that I understood in that moment why that drug is so taboo. And basically with that drug, it can last like 20 hours easily if you're first time user. And the issue is that afterwards you cannot sleep for another 20 hours, let's say, and you feel insane bad in that period. But basically, like already my first time trying the drug, I was permanently like taking more. I stayed awake for 5 days. Then I started having like mild hallucinations and hearing whispers. And so I remember I was like I was tired enough that, well, basically I took 7 sleeping pills, drank some vodka, and went to sleep. Then when I woke up, I started taking it again, and I was awake another 4 days. I only slept like 7 hours. I only slept like 7 hours in 9 days. And the first 2 days on the drug, I didn't even remember to drink water, and I think I didn't like even piss for like 30 hours. And it like my piss looked so weird once I actually went. Well, then I was like, I took a break from that, and I went back to amphetamines. Yeah, because like I didn't want to get addicted to that. Well, I was doing them for like few days. Then I decided to be completely sober. I stayed sober for like 10 days. And then I got in contact with a new person that offered me like way closer to me, like meth, that was like better for me because I had to go like really far to get it with my contact. And when I got it, it was actually like shards. It wasn't like meth, it was crystal meth at that point. When I sniffed that, I think it was like 70 milligrams. it was the biggest pain in my nose I've ever experienced. It was like someone stabbed me in the nose and behind my eye, and my eye was like crying, like on that side I snorted it. Like I was literally like tearing up, like on the side I snorted it for like 5 minutes. And then after a few minutes, I knew I'm done because it was the best thing ever, and like it was so insane different from like the one I had before, and I don't know if the purity like affects it that much, or I just like I don't know, or it was just the dose, but I couldn't stop like snorting it every few hours. I couldn't stop snorting it every few hours, and I got to the point where after 3 or 4 days, I basically like I think it was overdose because I started fainting. Like my body couldn't take it anymore, so I was like falling unconscious and going back conscious, like I was swapping in between. And um, I started having symptoms of brain bleeding, like all of them. Like if I put my hands like this and close my eyes, my hand would go down like this, and symptoms like that. So I actually went to the hospital. In the hospital, they scanned my head and they told me my brain is fine, except I have some nose damage from snorting it inside, like mild. And then they injected me with something to calm down, and I stopped having all the symptoms. Like, and I found out I was just hallucinating and like basically like schizophrenic. Like literally, like it was such a shock that it was all like hallucinations, like me being unable to move my arm and stuff was like psychosis and not actual like physical issue. So that should have been like learning experience for most people. And I pretended it was learning experience for me, but then, well, I had like withdrawal for 10 days. I couldn't do anything. I would just sleep 22 hours. Like I would literally sleep 22 hours every day and feel like really like bad. Then after 10 days, once I stopped like feeling bad, I felt like I forgot like how like annoying the withdrawal was, and I only remembered the good part of the drug, and I instantly bought it again. Um, I started like looking into all the methods you can use it, and I got oral syringe. I dissolved the crystal meth in water. I put it into the oral syringe and injected it into my butt, which is second strongest method you can take it. That was really strong. So then I was basically swapping between snorting and doing that. Well, basically my tolerance got to a point where I was buying 1 gram of crystal per day, which was costing like €100 every day, like till I like, well, basically till I was too sleep deprived and like stopped, because it doesn't work forever. Like eventually you will start like hallucinating and like be too sleep deprived to continue being high. So I decided to quit the drug. I was actually decided to quit because when it expired, I felt like insane bad, and I was like literally crying in my bed for 18 hours. I remember I cried in my bed for 18 hours when I realized what's like happening when the calm down happened. Um, so yeah, I decided to quit it. Then some days passed, and it was like I never experienced the bad thing, and I bought it again. Then I was taking it for 3 days. I was already like feeling like a bit crazy, like, and it didn't even feel good. Like my throat was hurting from snorting it. Uh, like you get the residue on your tongue if you snort it. It drips on your tongue, and you put it on your teeth, so it's really disgusting in your mouth. It's like insane disgusting chemical. You smell really disgusting. Like the smell is like sweat mixed with like the worst chemicals. Like you can't imagine how bad it smells. Um, well, then I decided to really quit, and I flushed it down the toilet. Well, I think some days passed, and I bought it again, and I told myself I will have good self-control and only take a bit. Well, I ended up taking insane much on the first day already, and then I flushed it down the second day already and told myself I will quit again. No joke. Then I lasted like 14 days. I was doing Xanax. I have it prescribed to calm down, but I wasn't like touching that. Then after 14 days, I bought it again, and it was basically the recently. I was. It was even like it was probably like the cleanest one I got so far, and not so far. I'm not gonna take it again. Like like to that point. It looked like literally like glass. Like you could see through it. It I don't know. Like it was like kind of like really clean. And yeah, I told myself I will just put it in paper and swallow it, because it's like I googled it's the safest method to do it. So I did that for one day. And then I instantly decided to snort it again. I lasted like one day with that, and once I got that like medium high from oral use, I wanted to snort it. I would like, because it was like I knew how much it hurts in the nose. I would like cut it with razor, then like crush it between two credit cards. I tried to make it as small as possible, and it would still stink so much. I would be like crying from my eye. It felt like dagger in your nose and behind your eye, and it was like the cleanest ones hurt the most, basically, if you snort them. But I feel like the pain turning into the euphoria made it more addicting, which was like issue. So we got to the point where I was doing that recently, and then I was awake like 4 days, maybe 5, I don't know, and I really had to sleep. I was like begging like for anyone I like knew for contacts to buy like stuff to sleep, and I bought it. I actually mixed it with like I think it was 8 mg Xanax with 4 beers. I remember I fell from my chair on my head 2 times. Then I don't remember anything, and I woke up in my bed. I slept like 6 hours, and then I took meth again. Then, while I was high on the meth, I was smoking weed, drinking alcohol, taking benzos like Xanax, all of that at once, and I was sleep deprived, even though I slept 6 hours because my body was like too much abused by this like drug, and I got into another psychosis. Like I started like tweeting like weird shit, like you saw that, and at the same time I was cutting my neck with a razor blade. It's like it was like small cuts, but I was doing like many. But yeah, it's like healed down, so you can see it much. And I was like writing weird shit and sending it to my friends. So someone called police on me. I went out and told the police it was hoax, and I was hiding my neck with like jacket, and they told me to show the throat. Okay, so I had to show it. They found out I was lying. They gave me alcohol test. Somehow I tested negative even though I had beers. Then they gave me drug test. I told them in advance that I took meth, and they gave me like the test and it was positive. They called like other people like what to do. They said the wounds aren't like deadly, like they are like surface, but they still like called ambulance because I was like, yeah, I was like cutting myself under like drugs. So I went with ambulance where they like just checked the cuts. They checked inside my throat, and from there they sent me to psychiatric evaluation. And I don't remember much, but I was like arguing insane much and making arguments for how I'm using it correctly and safely, because I don't know, I was like really delusional, and like I was like insane. I was like threatening that I would hurt myself if they lock me in the asylum. I would literally threaten them, like, and so they forcefully put me into asylum. In 5 in the morning I was arrived there. Then let me remember. I think they let me sleep that day because I didn't sleep for days, so they made exception for me to be able to sleep. But I need to tell you, the asylum had like level 1 to 20, and the higher the worse, the higher security, and I was in level 19B. Yeah, so basically, except my first day where they let me sleep it out, they would like wake me up, kick me out of the room with other people, lock the room, and I would just be walking around the hallway back and forth till they called me for breakfast. I didn't eat much there. I always gave my breakfast to, like my food to someone else because I didn't feel like eating like most of the time. I didn't eat their food. Like I gave it to someone else. Like there was always people that would eat like everything. So I gave them the food because I didn't. I was like depressed and didn't want to eat. And after breakfast, there was always like medication. So I got some 4 pills. One antipsychotic. Then it was my prescribed antidepressant. Then it was some. I think it was something that calmed down. Yeah, then you would have visitation with doctor, like one by one, and you talk to them if you need different medication, if you have some issues. I was like arguing there again that I need to go home. They obviously didn't let me. And so after that, I was just like waiting, again walking back and forth, like nothing to do, you're just locked. And then they call you for lunch. I always give my lunch usually also away. I always ate a bit, though I wasn't completely starving. And after lunch, there was another time for medication. Then they would tell you to go to your room, and you wouldn't be allowed in the hallway, and you basically had to be sleeping for 3 hours. It was like sleep time for 3 hours. Then after that, they would wake you up and you would wander in the hallway again till they called you for dinner. Then after dinner, there would be showers with everyone, which was kind of embarrassing for me because, you know, guys, I am on HRT and I have some tits, you know. So yeah, and then after the shower, it was time for another medications. Then after the medications, you had 2 hours of free time where you could go sleep, but after the 2 hours, you had to go sleep. And I was in a room with 2 people that were, well, I was moved to the new room that day from because you're in like, when you enter, you're in different room than normally. And then I was put next to 2 people that were mouth breathing, drooling on the bed, and snorting insane loud. So it took me 5 hours every night to fall asleep. Then they would wake me up and I would be insane tired. And then the judge arrived with a lawyer. They would call me there and they would like listen to me, then listen to the doctor, and they would write that I am justifiably locked in the mental asylum and I am danger to myself and intoxicated by meth. So yeah, so that was my hope of getting out, but it didn't work. They said it would be between 7 to 14 days. So I was insane stressed still, like unable to sleep. So another day was like the same procedure, except my mother sent me 20 euro into the asylum, and every 2 days, except on the weekend, you would be asked what you want to buy. You could give them like a list. So I would buy like nothing that day, but 2 days later I bought like baguette to eat. So yeah, that's how shopping worked. And you know, guys, I remember like we would be given like spaghetti to eat, and they would give us spoon because in the sector 19 they wouldn't trust us with fork, so we had to eat spaghetti with fork. No, with spoon. Imagine that. Um, Now I will tell the most insane part. I will tell the most insane part of the asylum, and this is not a joke. There was an old man that would wander into random rooms thinking it's his room, and he would shit his pants like many times during the day, and he would pull down his pants and lie on the bed of like random people, and he stained 10 beds with his poop in one day. I am not joking. I am not joking. That's what kind of people I was in asylum with. And my roommate, which was snoring and drooling, literally lied in the poop and smeared it like by lying in it because he didn't even notice. Like that, like I did, I was too normal. I was too normal compared to everyone else there. I met one person there that was, no, two people that I could like talk to, and the rest were mostly like too medicated or literally like too out of their mind. So I think that it was day 4. I don't know the days. There was like visitation from like the head doctor, and I apologized for my behavior, and I explained I need to I was like asking when I can go home, and they said that they will decide that it could be like in following days, like that I would be there like 10-12 days total, and I told them that I need to make my taxes because I actually have to make taxes till 25th, because in my country it works like that if you make money from other country. So I explained it to them, and because I am registered as like self-employed in that way, they agreed that since I'm out of the psychosis, I can go home the day before that. So I just knew in 3 days I'm most likely going home. So every day was the same, just waiting, walking around. People were like permanently like going to smoke room, but they couldn't have their own lighter. They had to ask the staff to light the cigarette, and cigarettes would be currency, just like in prison. Like if someone got mad at you, you would give him cigarettes to calm him down. So it's like vice to buy cigarettes even if you don't smoke, so you can do business. I met a guy there who was also there for meth, but he was there for 6th time, and he was aggressive to others, and I had written in my papers that I'm dangerous to myself, not others. So after the day, I think it was weekend, and on weekend it had like different schedule. You actually could sleep longer on the weekend. They would like wake you up, give you breakfast, medication, and you could do what you want for 3 hours. So people mostly slept. Then they woke you up, and then you were like AFK again till lunch, medication, then the 3 hours of sleep, then wake up, and then the same procedure. Wait for till dinner for 3 hours, shower, medication, sleep, which I always like that was torture, like with those people like snoring. And yeah, before it was my last day, it was Monday, and I had still money there to shop, so I asked them for potato chips and half a liter of cola, and I kept it till the night. And at the last night, I was like sitting there talking to one person that I could talk to normally there, and eating potato chips and drank the cola to celebrate that I'm going home tomorrow. Was there any books to read? Yeah, but like who wants to read books? So I basically ate almost nothing and then ordered a bit of food. Then the next day they took my urine. Oh, by the way, when I entered in my urine, they found like 5 different drugs, and I came there 5 in the morning. I think they said it never happened to them that someone was like sent to asylum in 5 in the morning, high on those drugs. They were kind of like laughing about it. So the last day, they gave me like, I had to like pee again in the testing thing. I didn't even hear the results, but basically, like, I was like waiting for like, I don't know, 8 hours after waking up, and doctor came to me and asked me what medications that I got prescribed there I want home. One of them is like antipsychotic, like not strong, but it reduces like cravings for stuff. So I asked for that, so I don't have drug cravings. So I have that prescribed now, alongside my old medications, which is like 4 different. I won't be naming them. And yeah, they gave me 3 days of the meds to home, and they wrote paper, and I have a psychiatrist, so they told me to go to the psychiatrist within 3 days. So I went there today before this stream, and I had to talk about it, and yeah, I got the prescription for the new antipsychotic that should reduce cravings for drugs. And now I am home. I'm still talking to like, I'm going to like psychologist, psychiatrist, drug treatment, like everything, and I'm like being watched a lot, so I don't take it again. That's like current situation. If I ever got into the psychosis again and harmed myself, for example, I wouldn't be let out after 1 week, but maybe like 3 months. If I like self-harmed, intoxicated on meth, like I wouldn't be let out so fast if it was second time. So yeah, so it's like big motivation to not touch that thing again. Like from everything that I tried, meth was the most bad for me, and like I tried a lot of things. I forgot to mention I tried oxycodone, which is like pill version of heroin. I didn't even enjoy that. I have issue like remembering everything I tried, like even like ketamine, like dihydrocodeine, dextroamphetamine, like I don't know, there is many more things I tried and I don't remember. So yeah, uh, if you can take any advice, don't don't try drugs, because you don't know what personality you have and how much it can consume you. Because like if I continued this path, I would literally be like the meth user pictures on internet, like zombie. Like if like if what happened now didn't happen, I would be continuing that path and I would end up too fucked. Now, like, yeah, so I don't know. I think, like, I obviously didn't, like, there is some, like, parts I forgot because my memory is, like, my brain is a mashed potato from, you know, not sleeping. Like, I think in 3 months I missed 40 days of sleep, like, no joke. Like, I have a lot of sleep to catch up on. Um, I don't know. You can probably see it on my eyes that they aren't like most refreshed. So yeah, my sleep deprivation was like the reason why I was going more and more crazy, because I was literally never sleeping almost. And like that is what made me like obviously the drugs themselves, but like it's crazy how much sleep I missed. Like I am glad it didn't do worse to me, because that, like, missing so much sleep is so insane crazy. Like you wouldn't, no one would be able to do that sober. Like you would fall asleep no matter what. And um, they even checked my like heart condition and stuff. My blood pressure is perfect. I have no arrhythmia. Like my beats per minute are in good range. Like physically I got zero like issues, except maybe some mild nose damage inside, irritation that might not heal. But um, mentally I probably got some severe brain damage, like because that substance is severely neurotoxic in high doses, which I was doing high doses. And I was like, it's even more neurotoxic to not be sleeping, and also like getting psychosis is another like brain damage. So yeah, so now Crusader, I already have damage, like, but the question is how temporary it is. Like, um, like I feel really slow in my head. I forgot my own phone number. Like I have holes in my memory, like everywhere. Like, like I've literally forgot my own phone number that I remembered for years. I um, I I don't know what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I have motivation issues. I feel like I lost like IQ as well. Like I feel like way less happiness, and I already had very low happiness in my life. Um, but I am happy to be alive after after like the fucked up experiences made me more grateful to be alive, to be honest. I'm actually like happy sober now. I don't know if it's temporary, but right now I am fine. But like honestly, like I was an animal on the drug and I lost a lot of friendships. I was aggressive towards my friends, like I don't know, like I would like there is no boundaries and you're not yourself on it, like honestly, like it's you're a different person when you're taking the drug. Like anyone will confirm it who was like addicted and quit. I'm still friends with Opat. Yeah, Opat is my like basically best friend. I have like two best friends. Requiem, I said the drug I was on was meth. Bella, I will not say what happened, but something close might have happened to the, the that experience. Maybe there was some sexual homosexual experience on meth once. And we will not talk in detail about it. So yeah, like I hope, like I hope anyone like who wanted to try it is discouraged now. I hope it was interesting to listen to, and yeah, I hope, like I don't know if it was interesting for you guys, but I was like as honest and open as I could be. Yes, Carlino, I was talking about my meth addiction. Describe meth high. It depends how sleep deprived you are, but if your brain is in a good state, like not too fried, then like I wouldn't be able to not smile. Like I would permanently like talk to everyone. Like I would even join like random discords with people I don't know and talk to them. I would meet someone in Sokyu and link my Discord, and I would be snorting meth on microphone and saying I have allergy to them because I was coughing after snorting it. When it went in my throat, my body tried to expel it, and I was like seeing its allergic reaction to my Sokyu teammates. So yeah, I really regret like what I was as a person on that drug. I regret what person I was in the past overall, but meth like makes you into different animal. Like I don't know a single person that I know that takes it long term that is like not fucked up in the heads. So, guys, is there anything you wanna ask? Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, like eventually, I started gambling on meth, which is like insane addicting combination. The two like most addicting things for people on meth are masturbation or gambling. I was not into masturbating on it, but yeah, I was into gambling on it extremely much, and I lost all my money gambling because I was taking meth and gambling. Kamsa, I know the harm reduction rules, but it's like mm, like like I can't control myself anyway. Like even if I told myself I will only take it one day to not become like psychotic from not sleeping, I would tell it to myself, I would take it, and my mind would change and I would not care anymore. Why masturbation on meth? People can literally masturbate for 7 days straight on meth. Like there is literally stories of people like almost dying from only masturbating like non-stop and not drinking water. It's literally like so fucked up drug. Like so fucked up drug. And if you look at what it's made from, it's made from like lithium, gasoline, like car batteries. Like it's made from like slush chemicals like humans shouldn't like have in their body. That's why you're sweating. That's why your sweating smells so much because it's mixed with the chemicals. No, Vapno, it's not like it's not usually it's not like they don't cut it with the red poison. Like like dealers don't like at least usually cut stuff with something that kills you because they want you to come back, you know. Like why would you want to like risk me when I am like I was like gold farm for them, you know. I was like 20 million wave stacked for the meth dealers. So yeah, I hope to stay clean for the rest of my life. So do we just go back to league, guys, or do you have some questions? 6M, no, I don't. Like, my tweets were caused by personal relationships and anger at personal relationships, which made me, during the psychosis, turn towards, like, yeah, you know what I mean. Have you heard anything of how level 20 looks like? I think you're just tied to your bed, to be honest, like, but I have no idea. Did you delete the contact? No, but I told him I will not buy it again. And he responded, smiley face. That was the only response. Burrito, thank you. Prince Tobo, I'm not snitching on anyone. I was just talking details. Yeah, guys, the contact is on platform I don't even use. I only use the platform to contact it. I don't know. I wouldn't take free gift. Like, even if I got it offered for free, I know what would happen. Like, I am genuinely like hoping to stay away from it, like completely. Super driver, I don't wanna give details like at all. Like, I don't want to snitch at all. I just want to talk about my life story, you know? Bunny, thank you. Your statistics, do you continue? Yeah. It was paused for 7 days in the asylum though. So I don't know how much it affected how I look, but I don't know. I can show without headphones. Like, you can judge yourself how I look. The way side profile is not the biggest change. There's not that. I don't know if I wanna play some League and milk the viewers that I don't get. Like, I will not have 700 viewers when I stream League, or if I should just go off. Like, I don't even feel like playing League. I just like, yeah. I will not be milking the ads. Well, like, the ads were on from like always, guys. I didn't like step them up. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, because I'm kinda tired now. And yeah, I don't know, like, I'm not focusing on like income now. I'm focusing on, yeah, staying sober, you know, and not being what I was. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something, or at least got some entertainment. See you. Can you save the VOD? I will make the VOD public for some time. After the stream, I will make the VOD public temporarily so people can download it, but eventually I will delete it. Who wants to save it can save it.